Today I'm going to talk about Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States of America. The one that was elected or selected to be the President of this nation. A lot of people are putting the man down, calling the man a racist. They're talking about he's going to run this country. First of all, what's new? Donald Trump is maybe a racist like a lot of other people are racist. So what's new about that? Secondly, we're saying, well, he's going to run the nation. Oh, so he's the only one that's ever going to do something that nobody else did. So he's going to run the nation. So all of the rest of the 44 presidents that preceded him and the Congress and the Senate never did anything to this country to cause it ruin. So all of everything is going to be brought down on Donald John Trump. Okay? So we're going to blame him for everything. So all of the problems that comes about is because he became president of the United States of America. People need to get things together. They need to get their mind together. And they need to stop listening to all these people talking this BS that they don't know anything about. First of all, Donald Trump can't do anything. Donald Trump was appointed, selected to be the president of this empire called the United States, to carry out the powers, the rules, and the regulations, to carry out the plan of the global elite. That's all. He's a pawn in the hands of those that really run the show. He's a puppet, just like all the rest of everybody else that presumes to have power and don't have any. So putting down Donald Trump is not going to get us anywhere. You got black people, white people running around here talking about, oh, what we're going to do now. You're going to live. You're going to live just like you did when Obama was in the office, Clinton was in office, Bush, which preceded him, was in office, Bush Sr., Reagan, Carter, Ford, Nixon, Johnson, Kennedy, on and on and on. The list can go on and on. All presidents have one thing in common. They don't work for themselves. They don't think for themselves. And if you catch yourself thinking for yourself, just think about John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln. Oh, and don't forget Richard Nixon too, because Nixon was set up as well. Richard Nixon was set up. I'm not saying Nixon was a saint or an angel. He had his dirt too. But no one can tell me that this man would just set himself up for a fall. There was something he knew he wanted to change, and the powers that be said, no, sir, you can't do that. Well, they got rid of him. And they'll get rid of you too if you go against their plan and their authority. Okay? Look at all the people that died after John F. Kennedy was assassinated. You had people left and right dying of mysterious deaths. Getting killed and all this kind of stuff. So nobody could testify and really tell the truth about really what was happening. Okay? This is no conspiracy. Well, it is a conspiracy. It's no conspiracy theory. A conspiracy theory is something that has no validation, only has hearsay and belief. But a conspiracy is something that's planned, something that's laid out, something that is worked out between people behind the curtains to bring into effect without the public knowing anything about it. Donald Trump should not be impeached. He should not be impeached for what? Why you want to impeach the man for? What has the man done to you? He's done nothing but be honest, okay? Donald Trump has been honest. I'm not for him. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for Hillary either. But Donald Trump is being honest. Louis Farrakhan said it beautifully. I watched a video today that he said that Allah, God, put Donald Trump in power. I'm not going to say that's not true. He is the right man for the job. He is the right man to wake up America. He is the right man to wake up the American people. He is what is needed. He is the antidote. There's been so many things that has been used to try to wake up the dead masses, especially the African Americans or the so-called black man, from police brutality, police homicides and murders, from lynchings to all other sorts, from poison water to abductions. You name it, it's happened. Katrina, all of this stuff. The murder down in South Carolina with the young punk down there that went inside the church and shot up the church and killed all those members. Nothing has woke up these people. Nothing has waking them up. Everybody remains asleep. Donald Trump may be the antidote. He may be that resuscitation tool that's going to wake us up. He may be that CPR that's going to bring us back to life. That allow us to understand that you don't go out here and you don't take life for granted and you don't use your so-called privileges to forget about reality. Somebody's going to wake up. They may not wake up now, but they're going to wake up. Because Donald has not even been in office a year. And he's made more progress in waking these behinds up than Obama did in 8 years. Because Barack Obama didn't give a damn about the black man. He didn't care anything about the poor. So this first black president bull, you can forget that. And again, he wasn't the first black president. Well, yes, he was. Okay, let me explain black. Black doesn't mean human. Black doesn't mean nationality. Black doesn't mean citizenship. All the rest of the ones that were presidents were Moors and Masons and indigenous men. So yes, he's the first black president when you understand what it means to be black. Case closed on that. Getting back to Donald. Donald Trump is going to bring this nation into ruin. But this nation was going into ruin anyway. He's only facilitating it faster. Okay? The people that really run the show have a greater plan for this nation, a greater plan for you and me, a greater plan for the future. And the way things are right now in the United States of America is not in the plan. This country, the way it has been run, is not in the global elite's plan for the future. It's not. It's got to go. It's got to be done away with. It's got to go. It's not going to cut it. Okay? Believe it or not, laugh if you want to. Call me all kind of names. I've been called it before. I'm glad to be called names. I'm glad to be called a fool because you know what? At the end of the day, whenever I look back and I remember the words that were told on me, what things were called towards me, and how I was looked at, and when there's all the ships are going down around and in America of all kinds of people that thought everything was fine and dandy, then I'm going to sit back and have me a good laugh. Because you know why? Because I told you so. This country is not built on solid rock. This country is built off of water and sand mixed together. And it's sinking fast because the people in this country don't think for themselves and they don't realize how bad off they are. You have no rights. You have no rights. You don't own anything. You go purchase a piece of land, buy your house, pay cash for that land and that house, or over time pay for it. You still don't own it. Because guess what? If you don't pay taxes on it, it's just like you never purchased it in your life. They'll take it away from you. Unless you privatize it. But a lot of people don't understand what privatization means. Privatization is when you are the ruler and the provider and the sustainer of your land. That's what real government is. Real government is being a private citizen and a sovereign state. Meaning that you own what you own yourself. You are the boss of your land, of your property, of your dwelling. But it's connected to a homestead, which is a sovereign land. Okay? See, one thing we need to understand, we need to know the laws. We need to know something. I don't know all of them. And hell, on half the stuff I speak sometimes, I need to go back and check up on it and see if I really spoke the truth, because it's easy to misconstrue the truth. It's easy to be misled when you think that you are not being misled. Okay? So what I'm saying is that Donald Trump is the president of this country. The American people need to be satisfied he's the president. They need to understand why he's the president, and they need to support him being the president. Because if you are supporting him and what he's all about, and I'm not saying support him and believe in him and therefore integrate into his ideology, then you're okay. He's bringing about the destruction of the infrastructure that we know of as the United States of America. He's opening up the eyes of the blind, the deaf, and the dumb, and the docile, and the numb that don't understand that we're not in Vietnam anymore, okay? We are in the United States. We are in America. And what we need to do is realize unity and understanding is the only way to go. We have nowhere else to go. A race war is useless. A race war is about as intelligent as you go out there and stand in front of the middle of a highway and getting hit by 18-wheeler going 90 miles per hour. Now, that's intelligent. So I don't even listen to that BS when they talk about race war, race war, race war. We have a race. What, a race war? First of all, a race war can never happen because guess what? There's a mixture of different races on the other side, on the side of the enemy. You got black people in the military, in the Secret Service, in the CIA, in the FBI, Spanish people in those areas. You got so-called brothers and sisters fighting against you, whether you're white, Caucasian, black, or Aboriginal, or African. So a race war, the only race war that we can win is the one in the mind. Is that getting our heads out of the sand and understand that we have to have a plan if we're going to survive. So stop kicking Donald Trump. Have a good day.